This year I bought a square baler, rake, and sickle bar mower to make small bales on 5 acres. The first cut was slow going with learning the equipment on the fly and having the sickle bar not running smoothly due to a broken spring. It's now time for the second cutting, and at the end we'll total up how many bales we made and what that brought in for revenue. So I rebent the end of the spring. Hopefully it'll work, hopefully it doesn't break. It was broke when I got it, so we'll see how it holds up. So now it's September 1st. It's 3 months after our first cutting. The top, like 3 acres here, looks absolutely terrible. It was a fairly dry summer, but we still got some rains. Anyway, there hasn't been fertilizer on this. Nothing really came back. I didn't spray it. I didn't do anything. I just left it after the first cutting. A bunch of weeds came up. But then down below, the 2.5 acres, the patchy stuff is looking a lot better. I think it stays a bit wetter down there. Maybe, whatever it is. I think I'll end up baling these 3 acres. Sell them for $2 for somebody that wants to feed their goats this winter. These are the old bales I left in there over the summer. We'll throw those away, but they're a bit longer, they're cutting a bit smoother, and we tightened it down. So last time it was cutting like at an angle, and I don't think there was enough pressure to get a good cut. But and they're a bit tighter too. So I'm gonna back the tension off just one turn. We tightened it 5 turns. We'll go 1.5. 1.5. 1.5, and then I drop this back down to make a bit shorter bales just so they aren't too heavy. Josie did a pretty good job there stacking, given that I was the instructor and I've only stacked bales one time. That back there is the roughest spot, but it actually turned out the best. The least amount of weeds and the most grass by far. So there's a tiny little plot right here we'll do, and then go up to the top. And the top's terrible. Half it's gonna be weeds. There's one section that's clean. I think we'll just bale the weeds, set them aside, and give them to people with goats or something. We'll see. How did it go first time square baling?
It went good.
You stacked it pretty good. We fixed it, and then the rest, you actually timed it perfectly. And
this is all the bad stuff.
Yeah, I think it'll be what, 15 bales that are just full of weeds, and then 30 good bales, and then 15 bad ones. 30 bales off like 1.5 acres, and again, there was no rain. Now, with that being the last cutting of the season, it's now time to clean the baler and get it ready for winter storage. We just got back from delivering the 30 good bales off the second cutting. That was all from the bottom, like 1.5, 2 acres. And those came out pretty good. I sold those for $6 a bale. And then right behind me, the 3 acres, it only yielded 8 bales. And again, for the second cutting, I adjusted the baler, increased the tension, and then also made it more strokes per bale, so the bale came out a bit longer. So technically more grass per bale than the first cutting. So total 48 bales off of it. And in the first cutting, it yielded 211 bales. But again, those were smaller bales. And those 18, I sold those for like goat bales for $3 a bale. Just some guy to try to feed it to his goats, because those were junk. The total amount of money we made for this year was $14,022. That was revenue. That's not profit. If you account for how much I want to charge per hour for myself, pay Josie to help me this second cutting and stuff, it doesn't really make sense. $8,500 40/20. Again, that's too much horsepower for what I'm doing here, but that's just the tractor I have. And spent $38.50 on a square baler, $600 between the rake and sickle bar mower. It's gonna take a while to make it work, and you need more acres, but anyway. And 2, I have not decided yet, but I'm thinking possibly bring a plow out here, plow it this fall, come back in the early spring, disc it, harrow it, and then broadcast or come in with a drill and drill in some alfalfa and oat mix. But it would be good to do that this fall. When I'm doing some research, it seems the best time to plant alfalfa is in the fall, late summer, like right now. But it's been dry all year, super dry, so I don't think it would be too good of planting conditions to be planting alfalfa this fall. And hopefully in the spring, the winter, we get a lot of snow, a lot of moisture. So yesterday we got everything winterized on the baler, washed it off, greased it, and sprayed the chains for everything, and then retied the string, got all the old hay out. You guys were right. A lot of people commented, don't leave your bales in there, even in between cuttings, because it starts to rust out the bale chamber. I was starting to see some of that, so got all that pulled out for this winter. And then the plunger arm, there's a grease zerd on there. A lot of people told me about. I didn't know that. Not a big deal. We literally just ran it on 5 acres, but found that grease zerd, got it greased, and the baler's good to go. And it was fun to be able to do this for the first time, learn it. A lot of good comments, and I was super surprised by how many people actually watch the videos. So that's cool. The goal with these videos is always, when I put one out, I think it's really good. Personally, like, spend a lot of time on it. I'm not going to post every single week, every other week. It would be cool to get a video out once a month, but they're going to be sporadic all over. It was fun learning how to square bale this year, and I appreciate you watching this video. If you missed the first video of me square baling for the very first time, click the video on the screen right now.